Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We arrive at Suratul Hadid. Al-Hadid means the iron. And remember, iron is something that's not produced in our solar system. And meteors are full of it. I plan to visit a site that iron has done some weird things. We presume it's iron, and it would explain a lot of things. A meteor coming down. But in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, whatever is in the heavens and the earth declares the glory of Allah, and He is the Mighty, the Wise. His is the kingdom of the heavens and the earth. He gives life and causes death, and He is possessor of power over all things. He is the first and the last and the manifest and the hidden, and He is the knower of all things. He it is who created the heavens and the earth in 6 periods, and He is established on the throne of power, and He knows that which goes down into the earth, and that which comes forth out of it, and that which comes down from heaven, and that which goes up to it, and He is with you wherever you are, and Allah is seer of what you do. And I guess we could continue that with, well, I mean, the chapter continues. But these 4 verses aren't part of the prophetic recommendation to say with the last 3 of 59, but we see how they, tie into that, and pair into that 3, 4, 7, and basically to sum up divinity right here, but one divinity, plural in quality, but not quantity. He, as in the pronoun, the gender-neutral pronoun, which is always how God is referred to. And when we see, we don't see the we here, but the we being the qualitative plural. But it can also be said to be the reference to the, how God involves creation. God orders creation, and creation does things. His is the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and to Allah our affairs returned. He causes the night to pass into the day, and causes the day to pass into the night, and He is the knower of what is in the hearts. Believe in Allah and His messenger, and spend of that whereof He has made you heirs. So those of you who believe and spend, for them is a great reward. And what reason have you that you believe not in Allah? And the messenger invites you to believe in your Lord, and He has indeed accepted your covenant, if you are believers. He it is who sends down clear messages to His servant, that He may bring you forth from darkness into light. And surely Allah is kind, merciful to you. And what reason have you that you spend not in Allah's way? And Allah's is the inheritance of the heavens and the earth. Those of you who spend before the victory and fought are not on a level. They are greater in rank than those who spend and fought afterwards, and Allah has promised good to all, and Allah is aware of what you do. Who is he that will offer to Allah a good gift, so He will double it for him, and he will have a generous reward? On that day thou wilt see the faithful men and the faithful women, their light gleaming before them, and on their right hand good news for you this day, gardens wherein rivers flow to abide therein, and that is the grand achievement. On the day when the hypocrites, men and women, will say to those who believe, wait for us, that we may borrow from your light, it will be said, turn back and seek a light. Then a wall with a door in it will be raised between them. Within it shall be mercy, and outside of it chastisement. And they will cry out to them, were we not with you? And they will say, yea. but ye caused yourselves to fail. You caused yourselves to fall into temptation, and you waited and doubted, and vain desires deceived you, till the threatened punishment of Allah came, and the arch-deceiver deceived you about Allah. So this day no ransom will be accepted from you, nor from those who disbelieved. Your abode is the fire, it is your patron, and evil is the resort. Has not the time yet come for the believers, and that their hearts should be humble for the remembrance of Allah, and that the truth that is revealed, and they should not be like those who were given the book before, but time was prolonged for them, so their hearts hardened, and most of them are transgressors. Know that Allah gives life to the earth after its death. Indeed, we have made the signs clear for you, that you may understand. The men who give in charity, and the women who give in charity, and set apart for Allah a goodly portion, it will be doubled for them, and theirs is a generous reward. And those who believe in Allah and His messengers, and they are the truthful and the faithful ones with their Lord, and they have their reward and their light. And those who disbelieve and reject our messages, they are the inmates of hell. Know that this world's life is only sport and play, and gaiety and boasting among yourselves, and a vying in the multiplication of wealth and children. It is as rain, whose causing the vegetation to grow pleases the husbandman, then it withers away, so that thou seest it turning yellow, and then it becomes chaff. And in the hereafter is a severe chastisement and forgiveness from Allah and His pleasure, and this world's life is not but a source of vanity. Vie one with another for forgiveness from your Lord, and a garden, the extensiveness of which is as the extensiveness of the heaven and the earth. It is prepared for those who believe in Allah and His messengers, and that is the grace of Allah. He gives it to whom He pleases, and Allah is the Lord of mighty grace. No disaster befalls in the earth or in yourselves, but it is in the book before we bring it into existence. Surely that is easy to Allah. So that you grieve not for what has escaped you, nor exult in that which He has given you, and Allah loves not any arrogant boaster. And know, and God's love is not for all of the arrogance and the boasting. Remember, we got the mu, muktalin, fakur. Remember that pride is one of the worst sins. Such as are niggardly, stingy, and enjoin niggardliness on men, and whoever turns back, then surely Allah is self-sufficient to praise. Certainly we sent our messengers with clear arguments, and sent down with them the book and the measure, that men may conduct themselves with equity, and we sent down iron, wherein is great violence and advantages to men, and that Allah may know who helps Him, and His messengers unseen. Surely Allah is strong, mighty. Remember how Surah 16 referred to alcohol, intoxicants, and benefits. Here we have violence and great benefit. And certainly we sent Noah and Abraham, and we gave prophethood and the book to their offspring. So among them is he who goes right, but most of them are transgressors. Then we made our messengers to follow in their footsteps, and we made Jesus, son of Mary, to follow, and we gave him the gospel, and we put compassion and mercy in the hearts of those who followed him, and monkery, they innovated it. We did not prescribe it to them, only to seek Allah's pleasure, but they did not observe it with its due observance. So we gave those of them who believe their reward, but most of them are transgressors. Now, people who invent austerities, it's one thing doing extra. It's great to do extra, but people who go to extremes in austerities, diets, life without family, various things like that, they come up with terms, and too many of them can't live up to it. In fact, we find that when it comes to monasticism, most people don't hold that up, so why not get married? O you who believe, keep your duty to Allah and believe in His messenger. He will give you 2 portions of His mercy and give you a light, which you shall walk, and forgive you, and Allah is forgiving, merciful. That the people of the book may know that they control not of the grace of Allah, and that grace is in Allah's hand, and He gives it to whom He pleases, and Allah is the Lord of mighty grace. And very clear that the duty to God, if the duty to God is done, we become, as the Bible talks about Zion, this is what it is. We set the example. Those who are upholding the duty to God are doing the duty to humanity. We find this in the mention of love, by and for God, the love of God. The first explicit mention is, oh, well, we find out that ourselves and the rest of creation are treated right. We don't become psychopaths, we don't become sociopaths. Here we find the example of the shining example, the Thune, and there's other things many things to comment on, and I just thought to comment on a few.